Welcome everyone to Scrap It Irish Sunday night chat after Shark Scrapper. My God, how do I follow up on Shark Scrapper? Did you see all? Hey, Copperbuck, no need for guys, no need for any money around it. I don't expect. Oh, hold on, I've got my YouTube sound on the outside. Amateur, you see, what I wouldn't do that. Shark wouldn't do that. Anyhow, I appreciate it, Copperbuck, but there's no need for that at all. As I say, anyone that wants to come in here, if you want to subscribe, please feel free to subscribe. But as I was saying, how do I follow that for a stream? For his first stream, what can we do? Look at that. I don't want to make his head any bigger than it already is, but well done, Sharky. That was brilliant. Great information, some great stuff on it. And for anyone that's new to my channel and hasn't been here before, this live will be not as educational as Shark Scrapper. We can go off on tangents about anything here, really. We do try and keep it scrap related. So first off, Happy New Year to everyone. And I always start off, for anyone that hasn't been here before, with seeing who was first in. And tonight it was Ralph Morrick. So Ralph, thanks for being first in. He got a bit confused when he seen Shark was live, and he didn't know whether I was live or what was happening. So he goes, "Oh, never mind, I found this," because he said on the other side is Scrapping Irish not live tonight. Yeah, then next in was Gulf Coast ACR Scrapper. So Gulf Coast, Happy New Year to you, sir, and Happy New Year to Ralph. Cruiser Mac, Happy New Year to you, sir. He was saying, make sure Shark only stays for an hour. I don't own the internet. People can stay as long as they want on their own streams. Pooh's Mate. If anyone doesn't know Pooh's Mate's a great supporter of the Scrap channels out there. So Pooh's Mate is always on the Scrap channels. E-Waste Mike. Everyone loves E-Waste Mike. And if you don't know who he is for his mic is, where have you been hiding? Under a stone? So Shane, welcome in. I don't know, are you a subscriber to my channel or not? If you are, you're welcome. If you're not, you're welcome in as well. As I say, if people wish to subscribe, you are always allowed. It's free to subscribe, no charge for subscribing. I know U.S. Mike charges. Simon, welcome in. Copperbuck, as I said, thank you very much for the $10. There was no need to do it. What's happening there? Is that showing up on YouTube side? Black thing there. Okay, I don't know what's happening there. It usually shows up better than that. But we have someone in the basement already. I'll bring them up in a second. Shark Scrapper then with his raid. Jason, welcome in. Happy New Year to you, sir. Ralph Morrick, Shark Scrapper. Gaz, welcome in. Gaz, you were over at Sharks as well. Jose, welcome in. I think it's how you pronounce it, Jose. Simon saying hello to everyone. Is Scrap from Ukraine. Great, you Irish. Well, you're Scraps from the Ukraine. Great to see you, sir, and hope you're keeping safe over there. And we're with you. I've been watching you all guys on here for years. Well, Shane, thanks for watching us, and I really do appreciate it. So, without further ado, let me take off that and put up the one, the only, the new king of live streams, Shark Scrapper. Welcome in, sir. I was well impressed. I tell you, the detail, the information you're going, I can see how this will go very well for you, and I can see how it differs from everyone else's lives. The way people like my live is, as I said already, we talk a bit about scrap, we talk about anything that comes up really, but you're keeping it down the line of scrap, and that's it, and that sort of stuff, which is the way you want to do it, and it's brilliant, and it's an alternative to the lives that's already out there. So well done, sir.
Well, and I'm hoping it'll be fun. There's so many different things we can talk about along that vein. So, I got to tell you what, I had a blast. I just getting ready for it, and practicing so that I didn't completely goon it up. Was fun. There's still, man, no matter how much you practice doing it, when you record, it's just so different as soon as you hit that button that says go live.
Well, the main thing I noticed is, and I was able to do it on your stream because I wasn't part of the stream, so I was able to greet everyone that comes in. When you're doing your own live, sometimes it's hard to keep an eye on what's happening on the chat and also converse, which is, so when I seen anyone new coming in, I was hitting hi, welcome in, whatever. And that's, because you have to greet people when they come into your lives. And sometimes I miss them. And if I miss anyone, I do apologize, because that's one of the things when you're doing a live, because you're watching other things or you're checking other things and you're involved in the conversation, and next thing you miss someone coming in on the chat or whatever, and sometimes they might get offended by it, but hopefully not. I'm going to start off with something there that you brought up right at the end: Legos. I have been saying for ages to any street scrapper that I see picking up, if you see Legos, pick them up. They're worth a fortune. You can sell Lego all day long on eBay. Hey, electronic scrapper, welcome in. Great to see you. Happy New Year, sir. But you can
electronic scrapper.
You can sell Lego all day long on eBay. It can be part sets, it can be full sets, it can be 10 bricks, it can be 100 bricks. People will buy Lego. It's so expensive, as long as it's Lego and not the knockoff versions of Lego. There is other bricks out there, but they don't have the value that Lego have. If you have genuine Lego bits and you can get them and you put them up on eBay, they will sell all day long. And I'd be always saying that on Street Scrappers videos. I'd be saying, if you find Lego, pick it up.
You know, and I have some that I've found, and I was really bad. I should have put them up for sale going into the Christmas holidays, and I just completely got lost in the sauce there, and I didn't do it. But you know, when I saw that comment from Dr. A about, you know, 7 cents a piece, I was thinking, gee, I wonder if anybody else has done the math. And you know, because I have just loose Legos that I've found in things when I'm street scrapping, and I've tried to figure out what kind of price tag I should put on them.
Oh no, it's even American's favorite hoarder said it. I agree with Legos. Like no matter where you go, every kid in the world wants Lego, and it's so expensive for parents to buy. And if they can get it at a reduced rate on eBay or from you have a garage sale or whatever, they will buy it. It's the first thing that will sell, no matter what. People will see the Lego and they go, I'm buying that. My grandkids will use that, or my kids will want that, whatever. So it'll sell all day long. So, yeah, and as I say, another thing I picked up on when I put the comment in about the aluminium and the Ukraine and Russia being big exporters of it. Even there, like there was a when Russia invaded Ukraine and there was the sanctions were put against them. There was a company here in Ireland which is a big aluminium manufacturer here in Ireland. They're owned by a Russian company, so they had to actually sell to another company to avoid the sanctions. They had to sell up, so they had to go into new ownership because the Russian that owned them was sanctioned. So the company was sold, and while that was being sold, there was the whole place was shut down nearly. So there was no aluminium coming out of the plant for months until it was sold.
Now, were they making stock aluminum, or were they making aluminum products?
Stock aluminum.
So how are they doing that? Do you mine the ore there in Ireland, or?
I think there's an aluminum mine in Ireland, and they also import from other countries and do it.
Okay.
So, what's the name of the? I'll tell you what the name of the plant now. And aluminium, or not aluminum, aluminium, aluminum. Which would you prefer?
You know, man, I try. I really do try and say it both ways. You know, but it's hard. I'm not bilingual.
Mining and refining in Ireland. It's the largest refinery in Europe, the one in Ireland. That aluminium one, they're saying. It's called, I'm going to put it in because even though I'm from Ireland, I couldn't pronounce it in a million years. I'm not joking. When you Agarisha or something, I don't know, it's Irish. Who'd speak Irish? God above, it's where people from Ireland could speak Irish. But this is the plant in Ireland. I'm putting the name of it in there, and if people want to Google it, they will be able to see it. Now, let me get back to the chat in case I missed anything there.
Hugginish. Yeah, that's a weird one. I wouldn't know how to say that either.
Yeah, so that's the big plan. So like I was saying, that would have been a reason for low stocks on the aluminium there for a while. let me see. If found, mark them 3 cents per bundle, then count 250 more. Yeah, exactly. Urban Prospector. Welcome in, by the way, and Happy New Year to you. But yeah, he was saying about the Lego there. I'm presuming put them in 250 of them and
Okay.
to $10. You know, so it's something. Spell it for us. He goes Irish. It's there. That's a dare. That's the name of the plant in Ireland that does that aluminium. So I hear someone in the basement. The plant was built in 1978, and it does a capacity of 800,000 tons a year. So that's a lot of tonnage.
That's a lot of tonnage. That's a lot more tonnage than I handle every year.
Now, yeah, I'd like to be handling that amount of.
Yeah, no kidding.
That. We'd like to welcome up on the stream another scrapper who has changed his how will I say, changed his way of scrapping, and he's joined the proper way of scrapping. Make things from bigger into smaller. I didn't say the word, Mike. I didn't say the word.
I don't care.
You got to be careful with Mike, because if you say that word on Mike's stream, he will not only time you out, he will take away your wrench.
And
that was last year.
It's $10 to get back on the stream.
$20. $20 now.
$20.
Hey, Mike, how are things? How are you keeping? Happy New Year to you. Hey, David Young, Happy New Year to you as well. David Young just came in. Let me see. Did I miss anyone else there after David? Oh yeah. Welcome in, sir. I've seen this guy over on your side as well. So these people are all Sharks fans.
I'm not. I never will be.
Hey, wait a minute! I thought you said you were turning over a new leaf in 2023. That you were going to be nice.
I was until I got called out in your stream like 3 minutes in, and I left. I have no idea what your stream was about, but I hope it went well.
Well, we have another scrapper down in the basement. Welcome in, Mr. Cruiser Matt. Welcome in. Again, by the way, if anyone is there, there's a link there. If anyone wishes to come up and join us and talk about what they're doing on their channel, what they're doing in general and scrap related, you're more than welcome. I seen someone else coming in, didn't I? Scrapper, welcome in, sir, and Happy New Year to you. Again, if you're new to here and you haven't been here before, put in what part of the world you're from. I have a Canadian and 2 Americans on here with an Irishman. There could be a joke made out of that somewhere.
One American.
Yeah, they all go into a bar and
yeah,
never come out.
Something along that line. Hey, Irish, though.
You're going to ask me about the boards because I seen your comment there.
Yeah. What do you think of that?
Hey, do you know who's the guys for the boards? It's Mike and Shark Scrapper, because all I do is depopulate them. I like the gold on them. See, here's the gold.
Everything's gold on
gold
that
connectors. Gold fingers on it.
Card.
Yeah, it's gold finger with gold connectors on it as well for the
gold coax connectors.
Yeah, coaxial connections.
Yeah, it's wireless dual band express adapter, whatever that is. But I was intrigued by the gold.
I am all good, sir, and I hope you are good too.
But wait, there's more.
Just need a bar. Exactly, just need a bar.
You know, and the sad part is I can't send these anywhere. I just stopped for a Canadian treasure hunter.
Yeah, that's the reason. Oh, look at the gold there from Mike as well. He has to do it. He has to do it all the time.
Oh yeah, it's pretty hard to one up him.
Look at that. Look at that. Mike. No, but you brought up a point that I bring up all the time is the boards. I have here in Ireland. There's no one really buying the boards, full boards, and giving you anyways decent price. It's scrap shred price I'm going to get. Mike is looking at me saying that's all it's worth anyhow. But but in America they have board sort who will give them a better value for their boards, which makes it more profitable for them to send them to them rather than strip them out. But for me, it's depopulate it down to the very last and try and recover what gold I can from it.
I make more money throwing it in the shred than I do at board sort.
Cruiser,
Get screwed.
Urban Cruiser Mac, are you listening? Urban Prospector wants to know, is that from a TV, that card?
Those are mostly from, I gotta turn on the chat here. Those are mostly from computers. This was those, a couple of these from those routers I had.
Canadian Treasure Hunter, there's Potchcall as well, K&D Scrappers from Canada as well. Cruiser Mac is from Canada. I'm trying to think of any other Canadian Scrapper.
Miss Canadian Scrapper.
This Canadian Scrapper, Potchcall's from Canada, Big Red.
So Phil, he's actually bought a granulator, so his plan is to run these through a granulator. Eventually,
Yeah, I'd like to see how that would turn out.
Yeah.
You know, the MMBLC, MMBLC.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They've done some videos where they've run boards through their choppers and then sift them out on their water tables.
Yes, I've seen that.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting.
Actually, Project Shot Florida had that sluice box set up for a while. You granulate copper and then run it through like a sluice to separate it.
Yeah.
But you know what? You know what a lot of guys say though. Ain't got time for that.
The one with the dog is Dan. Dan has the dog, doesn't he? Mavis is the name of the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, my title of this video was, "What's your goals for 2023? What's your plan, we'd say, going forward, or have you any goals set for the year? Like, is there something you want to do in the scrap that you're not already doing, or anything like that? Shark Scrapper? Anything? Any goals set?
Yeah, I want to make Mike happy.
That's a lofty goal.
That is a tough one now. That will be very hard done. I could see him smirking away down there. See, you've already done it. You've hit your goal.
I'm done. All right, I'm done for the year.
That's a good start.
Well, mine exactly is something similar. He's got clean the barn out. Mine is get on top of the shed. I can't even get in the shed again because I just started. I picked up all that wire, electrical cable. I picked up, if anyone had seen the short or whatever of it, I picked up a few hundreds of meters of. I'd say there must be 500 or 600 meters of cable. So that's all jammed in the shed now as well. So I have to scrap all that out. I have all that e-waste that I picked up. I have the stuff that Pop Scrap gave me. Pop Scrap has come out more e-waste to me. So I have to get on top of the shed this year. It has to be clear. That's the goal. Plus, I suppose the goal this year is going to be do more with copper. Try because I think when you were on about copper prices, I've been doing a lot of research into it, and a lot of people are saying it is going to hit 12 to 15,000 a ton. So like the price then will be up on 10 for the scrappers. You'll be talking $10 a kg, probably for scrap value, which is I don't think we'll ever see this high again in years to come. I can see it only going down from that price later on the year. So my plan this year is to get as much copper together and cash it in maybe at the end of the year. That's the plan for me. Cruiser, anything to say?
I don't know. Just keep on. I'll try and do more scrapping. I want to do more scrapping this year and less regular work. That's my goal.
What about you, E-Waste, Mike? Any goals set for you?
Death by grinder.
You made a good attempt at it last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I've been reading up on it. I figured out how to do it a lot quicker now.
Is it painful?
Was I talking to you?
It's just if it's a goal, I'm just wondering if
I get your question. It was not addressed to you, sir.
Potchcall picked up a ladder I need a ladder for the shed. Pooh's mate picked up a ladder, so thing. Oh really? He never told me that explaining to do.
Oh, that's cool, Urban Prospector. He's going to fill up a gallon jug with gold
plated pins. Is it just me, or is everyone's volume a bit lower than normal? Let me go into your settings and see. Edit mic settings. No, watch balls are up. There's someone in the basement. I'll bring him up in a minute. Mike is shown off as copper wire.
His copper halo.
Copper halo.
Should be more like
Mike's an angel from a different direction.
Yeah.
See, how can I be nice when all you people do is rag on me?
Hey, I'm not. I'm saying Mike is doing it. Okay, so welcome up, Mr. Ralph.
Hello there.
Hey, so Ralph's volume is perfect. So Ralph,
I am usually perfect.
Yeah, besides being perfect, have you any goals set for this year in the scrap related? Are you going to, or for your channel or anything like that? Even your channel, have you any plans for your channel? We see Shark Scrapper started off the new year with live streams. So there we go, that's something new.
Well, I plan to try to make more videos. How about that?
Yes, but you said that
I think I did like 5 this year, or last year, yeah.
It's all last year now, Ralph.
Over
yeah. I am at the moment scrapping out hard drives for the aluminium casings. I have about 20 more to do. But most plans are involving changes over here. Cleaning up my place, which is just about done, and cleaning up the garage and the shed, and getting better outfitted for more casting projects.
Simon has a lot of gold pins. That's all. That's what's got my interest.
Gold is about 20 kilograms per liter.
Yeah, but you see, he's got. Someone was saying,
the weight of a.
Yeah, Watchko was saying, fill a gallon milk jug with gold pins. I have no way to know how much you will be in grand put. So Watchko was giving him an answer there. Simon was giving him the information.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the what's that called? There's a term for that. The material weight, the not sure.
Living in a material world.
Yeah.
So back to Shark for a minute. What did you what made you decide to go live? When did you make the decision to go lives? When did you decide lives was what you want to do next on your channel?
So I mean, straight up, perfect. You know, to be perfectly honest with you, I had no intentions of ever doing live streams. And then last year, I went to Vid Summit and met a couple of folks that are in the YouTube help community kind of thing. Didn't realize that they even knew me from memes. And the one guy takes me aside and he says, "Why aren't you doing live streams? You ought to be doing live streams." And I was like, well, I don't want to copy what everybody else is doing, because there's a lot of people that are already doing that. And so we literally sat around lunch one day during the conference talking about different twists or new ways to approach the stuff that is still within what we do in scrapping and recycling. And we kind of hashed together the general concept of what you saw. And then it was just a matter of, me practicing and figuring out how to do it.
Yeah. So just in case anyone's in the stream who weren't over, Shark Scrapper is now a live streamer on YouTube. He will be doing it every Sunday if he can, between the hours of 2 p.m. Eastern. Am I correct? It's 2 p.m. over there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Until 3 p.m. And he'll be, which is in GMT, is 7 p.m. GMT time. So if you didn't catch him tonight, he'll be live again next Sunday. So it was a very interesting, and if you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. It's only an hour long, and it was very interesting. He was talking about the copper prices, gold prices, silver prices. Also done a few things on stocks, which I thought was very interesting because I did put in. I don't know, did you see it or not? I said, what about crypto? Are you going to do any talking about cryptocurrencies?
Yeah, okay. Maybe some comparison type stuff.
Yeah.
I don't pay a lot of attention to crypto, so I'm a little uncomfortable talking about it. But maybe like I did when I compared gold to the US dollar and oil, we could maybe compare it to crypto, right? That kind of thing.
It is every Sunday, isn't it? You're going to be doing it, Shark, going forward?
Yes, that's the plan.
Yeah.
Every Sunday, 2
guys.
p.m. Eastern Standard.
So that means less free time for me because I also have to watch you for an hour.
I appreciate the sacrifice you're willing to make, Ralph.
What's this? I like when people are talking about dropping gold. I dropped 400 grams in a jug to start it off on. It didn't cover much of the bottom, so I have no way to measure to get a guess. Okay.
And Irish, that's something that I really need to work on too, is highlighting the comments. My first live stream, and I'm trying to,
I know that
trying to figure out where all the buttons are and everything.
It's hard to keep
a few mods.
It's hard to keep up on the side. So it is, and to keep an eye on what's happening, and keep an eye in the basement, like, because you might have some heathen down the basement, like just lurking down there waiting to come up, some old creature, like.
Hello there, Ian.
That is shocking. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Mr. Matthews.
Happy New Year, Ian.
Mike Rowe, Scrapper, Scrappy Ralph, Mac. Sorry, E-Waits Mike. I got the name. I got the channel wrong.
The only person that I'll ever say Happy New Year to is Ian Matthews. The rest of you kiss my ass.
What about me, Mike? What about me?
Yeah.
We're broke up, Ralph. I'm done with you.
Oh.
Oh my God!
But I still love you, Mike.
Is over?
We got Pooh's mate, Bill.
That New Year's shit,
I'm gonna have some of my Ooga Boogas.
Hold on, I'm going to adjust Ian's volume up a bit because he's very low. Let me adjust him up to full. Now speak, Ian. Can I hear you now?
Testing. Yes. 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
I'm not going to be on long. I'm just getting ready to watch a film. So.
Hey, I was watching your videos, and you put up so many the one day that I missed one. See, I didn't know. That's what I was saying. When I watched the video with you drilling out the holes, I was here. What's he asked? Could you not see that this side is away, closer in?
No, I couldn't.
And then he goes to me, and then afterwards I was watching. And go, oh, look, he's done a video on where you discovered the holes were wrong already before I tried. So you ruined it for me. But so you are converted with the wire stripper, exactly.
I've got your problem. It skips to the side all the time.
Yeah.
On smaller wire.
Yeah, well, there was a few guys put comments up on mine, and they did help out a bit on certain wires, but hold on, someone has got a speaker on the back there.
Greco. It could be picking up off this,
Probably.
It's you, Matthews. Heathen.
Well, I'll, for the sake of not seeing the chat, I'll turn it off.
Yeah, I'll tell you if anyone's saying hello to anyone. But so
I've turned that off, so I can't. So yeah, it's I whizzed through cable like no end, but now I've got to the smaller stuff. I've gone back to the knife just to whittle that mountain down. I'm thinking what I'm thinking of is, on the inside of that plate, put in a tube, a small tube, that will lead just in front of that blade, won't give it the chance to skip either side. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, no, there's a neck or something. I don't know where it is.
Yeah, there's an echo in there somewhere.
Well, it can't be me. I've turned my phone off.
I'm going to mute a few people and we'll know in a minute.
Unless the microphone on the iPad.
Is there any echo now? No echo now.
I don't think there is. No.
Test.
Yeah,
Hello?
that was it.
Yeah,
Was
you'll probably find the microphone is picking up the speaker.
Yeah, because you're using a crapper.
I'm using a crapple.
Oh, there's your problem right there.
I just put up with the microphone for a bit.
Yeah, we'll bluff it for a minute. We'll have to.
Cruiser Mac, you need a little bit more Homer action. And a proper Homer.
Oh.
So again, a lot of the mechanical strippers have a guide that helps keep the wire from rolling up the side of the blade like that. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you put together as a guide, because you're going to be much more creative than people that design these things.
Well, I've got two thoughts. One is scrapping Irish. You know, you've got your pizza cutter blade, and then you've got like two big washers either side. Is to increase the diameter of those washers. I might make them out of wood, so that as you turn the serrated blade, it will chamfer them and really have it closed down. You know, like that. You know, a bug stick. You know what I mean? A nudge, a tadge.
A tidgy bit.
Yes, so that it has no room to go up either side. We'll see.
Yeah, no, it's perfect for the thicker wire, but once you get to that thin wire, it just skids up the side.
Yeah, it rolls right off.
I'm on some pretty thick stuff at the moment. It's like quarter inch, like 6 milli. But
Okay.
I think because it's so cold in the shed, the plastic is very hard. I did attempt to put some on top of the fire. I built like a hot plate on top of the fire, put it on there, warmed it up, and it worked a lot better.
The hole drill in it, and a deck screw going into the hole. Yeah, well, you've done that before, Ian. You the timber with the screws in it for doing it.
Yeah, I was doing that today as well. I can't quite get the hang of the snobby scrap picker method, you know, of just hammering a Stanley knife blade into. I think I'm just too strong when I pull. It kicks the blade out again.
I have another scrapper down in the basement, and you might want to show your face, but will you show your face before I bring you up so I know you're real and not naked or something like that?
That's right, because Ian is the only one allowed. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus Lord.
Matthews, wait. That's all right. I'll bring this guy up. Hold on.
Oh my God, Mike, dude.
Just what's wrong with naked? That's what I'm talking about.
Hello there, Desert Scrapper.
Hello, Desert Scrapper. Hard.
He's gonna take an hard drive apart.
Oh, he's taking hard drive apart. Hey,
No,
Steve,
no.
come to me.
Well, it's that something. I'm also taking hard drives apart.
He's making you think he's going to use screwdrivers, and he's got a 15-pound sledgehammer just at the side of him.
Just set up.
Just an interesting one. How many scrappers on the chat and on the panel have wire stripper machines now? Shark has?
I am a wire stripping machine.
Yes, everyone there so far.
Yeah, Mike has one. I just want to raise his
Look at
hand.
the face on Mike. You look like you're chewing a wasp.
Well, and I don't know if you can see it, Iris, but right down here is the E. Right down here, I don't know if the camera here, let's see. Right, that box right down there is my Stripmeister. No doubt.
Ooh,
Looking forward to seeing that in action.
fancy.
Scrapping Irish.
He
Yeah,
worked
I'm
out.
looking forward to it too. I gotta get it set up and start messing with it.
Hold on, Ian, hold on. Your volume is gone totally. I can't hear you at all now.
Shirt, can you hear me? Can anyone hear me?
Barely.
Yes.
Shirt scrapper. Go tree. Took the tree down. Go tree.
Hey, Dave, welcome in. Yeah, that's
Christmas is over with. It's gone. Trees down, upstairs, back in the attic, another year.
Ian, I'm going to give you a New Year's resolution to do. Stick a hammer through that grapple and buy a laptop.
Or something that runs Android.
Anyway, gents, I'm going to watch a film. I've only popped up to say Happy New Year.
Hey, Happy New Year, Ian.
Here you go.
Happy New Year's, Ian.
I'll see you all about. Do you want a flash?
I'm trying to put him down. I hit the wrong button.
Oh,
I was
back.
making a thing, I was going to put him down.
He's back. He's back.
I put my thumb over the camera. That's what it
Thank
was.
God. Good night.
Good night, pal. Everyone take care. Good night.
Here.
later, Ian.
Now, Desert Scrapper, welcome. First time being up here, and I don't think there's any echo. The echo's gone now, so it was definitely Ian. So, welcome, sir, and good to see you, and Happy New Year to you. Hope you will show photo wire that's connected. The reading head is copper. You want me to show something? Or you want Desert Scrapper? Watchcall is asking you a question there, Simon. So, if you want to have a look at that. Most of where I get is from automobile wiring harnesses. Let me make that bigger. Boom. You'd have to take it apart to see the actual reader. Also, please mention. Oh yeah, there we go. He's asking, would you be talking about that going forward on your streams? I presume you will. The metals going forward, Shark. Platinum and the iridium or
yeah, we're gonna in future episodes we'll talk about other precious metals and rare earths and stuff like that. Sure.
You know, hard drives. Do you sell your? I know sometimes eWaste Mike just sells the hard drives as whole to board. So do you do the same, or do you actually strip them out?
It depends on a couple of things. So if it's a SATA board, I leave the board on and I sell it as a whole hard drive with board. If it's an HDD non-SATA, then I take the board off, the IDE pins, because that board is worth more and I make more money even with the labor involved in taking the board off of it. Or the other criteria is if the client or the customer has requested destruction, then I will pull the board off and drill a hole through it, through the whole hard drive in order to satisfy the destruction criteria.
Okay. Yeah, I just strip them down. I'll take all the chips off the boards. I'll take anything, gold pins, stuff like that off them, and just collect them up and hopefully refine them, get around to refine them at some stage, and then just bring the aluminium to the scrapyard afterwards and make the money on that. And but at the moment, I'm saving up the aluminium as well, because I think that prices, as you were mentioning there in your stream, I think prices will increase again on aluminium this year. So I'm not really cashing that in at the moment either, which is probably the reason my shed is not getting emptied.
So I don't hang on to aluminum.
I do
for the most part, mostly because it just takes up a lot of space.
Yes, it does take up a lot of space.
Yeah, I mean, I hang on to some aluminum wire So the insulated aluminum wire, if it's really thick, I'll strip it and hang onto the aluminum wire because that's relatively small size, and I can hang onto that for a little bit. But sheet aluminum and cast and those kind of things, they just take up a lot of space.
Oh yeah, well I get the aluminium I get mainly is from hard drives, from heat sinks, stuff like that. They're not huge things, so I just fill bins with them. Any sheet aluminium and stuff like that, I usually give it to Pop Scrap.
Okay, yeah.
So when he gives me all the boards, any of the big aluminium, if I have something too big, I'll just give it in and he can swap for it. That's what I do. But any small aluminium fit into bins, I put them into bins and store them.
So Desert Scrapper, it looks like, I think that looks like an IDE pin hard drive. So that would be what Board Sort would call. Yeah. So that's what Board Sort would call a high grade non-SATA board, and that's what they're paying. They pay better money for that than they do a SATA board.
I got one evening for Ali, 120 and some laptops and phone batteries, which were 50. Well done there, Dave. So nice little Christmas bonus for you. And did many scrappers cash in their stuff for Christmas, or are they? I know that Mike went to Board Sort just before Christmas with all his stuff, so his is all cashed in. Are you collecting, Mike? Have you started collecting the stuff back now the new year from your scrapyards? Like, are you going to do a collection soon of computers, or have they got any computers for you to collect?
I think you're in my business too much.
I just try.
I didn't even hear the question.
I was saying you weren't collecting anything from the scrapyards a couple of weeks before Christmas. You stopped collecting. Have you anything to collect now straight away in the new year from the scrapyards?
I got one scrapyard pickup I gotta go do.
Okay, and have you come to any agreement on motors yet?
No.
Hey Kevin, welcome in. Good to see you, sir.
I'm gonna wait till the middle of the month. And I got plenty to do, so it's not like I'm bored.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do as well. Electronic scrapboard. A lot of my aluminium is melted into brick, and then it won't take up as much room. But again, I don't want to go like as Ralph will tell you what most guys will do from the scrapboard is they go straight from there thinking they can melt something straight away, and they're not prepared for what has to be learned before you try melting any metal. So I want to make sure I'm confident before I do start melting metal. Is that right, Ralph?
Indeed.
Ralph? Indeed. Pat Nest, welcome in. Happy New Year, sir. And by the way, Happy New Year to anyone I haven't said Happy New Year to.
Well, I tell you what, it sounds like a freaking war zone around here last night. Oh my God.
Fireworks.
It was just insane, the amount of fireworks that were going off last night.
I went to bed at 10 minutes after 9. Didn't give a shit.
Yeah, I was going to stay up.
It's just Sunday. That's all it is, just Sunday.
Made it till 10 o'clock.
I think I went to bed around 2 a.m.
We had to give our dog doggy drugs in order to. She hates fireworks. Those things just set her off. Terrible. She's shivering and scared and hiding under the bed and stuff like that. So last night we gave her doggy pot, and she was just mellow as could be, just chilled out.
Same for my mom's dog.
Urban Prospector made a good point there. Like,
yeah,
when you get it for free, anything you make from it is profit, isn't it? If it doesn't cost you anything, so it's why do we hold on to stuff when we get it for free? If you can move it for any money, aren't you making a profit? But I suppose it's the side in us that we always think we're going to get more down the road, maybe for something. That's why Matthew's shed and my shed is full to the brim with stuff.
Now, why can't you just leave the wire outside? You don't want your neighbors to get upset with you, or what?
I don't mind. I don't want someone coming and robbing the wire when I'm gone to work.
Okay. All
It's in
right.
a rough neighborhood, Shark.
Hey, I'm from Ireland. Are you forgetting? We love copper over here. I can't leave. I'm at work for 10 hours during the day.
Note to self: vacation, Ireland, timing, scrapping Irish at work.
100 to 200 floppy disk drives. Wow.
Oh, that will be a lot of stuff. I feel
Plus, they need the copper to build all those stills to make
100,
the
200, 3.5 floppy disks. That's a lot of floppy disks. Are the floppy disks the ones with the gold pins on the back of them? Them ones you have, is it? If you ever want a waste oil burner for melting, I'm happy to ship one to copper or cast iron. It would cost you, just ask Shark about shipping anything to Ireland. It would probably cost you price of a mortgage. Shark knows about shipping anything to Ireland.
Well,
I think it would be cheaper if you booked a flight for it. If you booked a flight from America to Ireland and carried it with you, it would be cheaper than sending it in the post.
You know what's funny? Back when I was working for this one company, we actually did do that a couple of times. We would have a representative go over to do something, and we would buy 2 seats, and they would put box of parts and stuff in the seat next to them and fly to where they were going rather than try to ship it.
What you call is asking me, am I in Northern Ireland or South? I'm in the south of Ireland, in the west of Ireland. Dave, that's where I am. Simon, where did you get all your e-waste from? So you seem to have a lot of stuff. So where are you picking it all up from? Irish, aren't you close to the border?
Irishmen that leave stuff out in their backyard.
Am I close to no? I'm a good 2-hour drive from the border, I'd say. 1.5 hours to 2 hours drive. Yeah, before Brexit, there was a scheme over here. There was a thing being ran where you could use a Northern Ireland postal address, and then the courier would pick it up in Northern Ireland and bring it down to the south, and it wouldn't cost you as much. But because of Brexit, that's all gone. So thank you again, Brexiteers.
Those Brexiteers.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because of Brexit, you'll never get an M&M from me again.
Yes. Because if Brexit wasn't there, I could use a Northern Ireland address, and then the courier would pick it up for, I think it was £5 and bring it down to $5. But because of them no longer be part of Europe, they're not allowed to ship stuff like that from Northern Ireland anymore. So, damn Brexiteers.
Did I just throw that away, or am I an idiot?
Is that Boris
What the hell?
Johnson?
Yeah, damn you, Boris Johnson.
Boris.
As Homer Simpson said, damn you.
Yeah.
Not all. That's the older one, as I found a lot of them sticking into my magnet. Yeah, do you find you guys strip a lot of hard drives? You find that it's mostly steel tops instead of stainless steel. One time it used to be all like stainless steel on top. No one's answering it.
No comment. I don't think we talked. Did we talk
So much
about
for
the future
tossing
of
stuff
brass?
over the border.
What was the trend for brass?
Hold on a second. Let me turn your volume up, Cruiser. You're very low.
Okay.
Now, what were you saying?
What was the trend for brass? I don't think we talked about that.
Well, you might be talking about that in another stream. You'll have to wait and
Oh,
see.
okay. Yeah, that's right. Don't want to steal the thunder there.
Yes, we'll have to wait for maybe next week's stream might be brass. Or are you allowed to tell us what next week is about yet, Shark, or do we have to wait?
I don't know yet. To be quite honest with you,
Okay.
I just wanted to get through this one.
How's the volume now there, Irish?
Yeah, I can hear you better now.
Yeah, it's a stupid webcam there. The mic's not very good in it anymore. Guess
What
I'll
are you
get-
working?
I'll have
What
to
are
get
you
a new
working
one.
on anyhow, Cruiser? What are you taking apart there?
This is like a shower head thing, like an adjustable shower head.
Oh yeah, I have a lot of them to take apart as well.
Actually, though, these faucets and stuff, I find there's less and less brass in them now. A lot of plastic and scrap.
And what did your scrapyard take that as? Just dirty brass or chrome brass, or what does it take that as?
The same as yellow brass, they don't differentiate.
Okay, because over here, if there's chrome on it, it's put into a different category.
Yeah, I always sort it separately, but they seem to always get in the same price.
And what about you, Shark? Do your scrapyard take we say like the chromed brass? Do they take it as just yellow brass, or do they have a different category for it?
They're my non-ferrous yard basically just has brass and dirty brass.
Okay.
So they don't separate out yellow brass, red brass. I have another yard that will separate it out like that, and it's just a pain in the butt, quite honestly. So I'm just sticking with the yard that just basically goes brass or dirty brass.
And Mike, do you separate your brass out, or you just throw it all in shred?
I'll go to shred.
That's the simplest way to do
There you
White
go.
brass is usually just zinc.
Or they're just classes as shred. Yeah. No, well, that's about something else.
Red brass is actually more of a bronze, or gunmetal as it's called. My yard does separate everything, I think.
Well, over here they don't separate the aluminium. You just get the same price for aluminium, whether it's cast, extruded, sheet, whatever it is. It's the same price, the lowest price they can possibly give you in the scrapyard that I go to. So that's why I don't need to sort out my aluminium. But I'm losing out because they're just going to give me the lowest price, which is probably sheet aluminium or something. So that's all I'm going to get for whether it's cast or extruded.
You know, I had an interesting discussion a couple weeks ago at my non-ferrous yard because the guy that is the quote unquote final arbiter of is what kind of aluminum it is. He called something that I put in there sheet, and I called him out on it, and I said, "No, that's extruded. That's not sheet." And he's like, "Well, no, there's no square corners on it. So, it has to have square corners in order for it to be extruded." And I said, no. And I pulled out a few, examples. And I said, look, if this was a piece of sheet aluminum that was then turned into this nice round thing, there would be a seam going along here somewhere. Where's the seam? He's a real nice guy, and he and I get along well. So we had a pretty interesting discussion about, sheet versus extruded versus cast, so he finally just says to me, "All right, fine, throw it in the extruded."
Well, that's where if you've built up a bit of a relationship with your scrapyard, you can sometimes they will give you that extra bit of leeway. Where if someone's new going into a scrapyard and haven't built up a relationship, they'll decide, where sometimes they might say, well, look, I'm easier to throw it into cast firm or whatever because he'll be coming back next week. If I offend him, I'll be losing out. So that's where going to the same scrapyard and building up a relationship kind of comes in handy. That you can have these conversations with them.
Yeah, and he kind of admitted that it's like, he has to have some rules of thumb in order to keep things moving. Otherwise, it would take him forever to get through stuff when some of these people show up. So, that's cool. I get it.
Welcome in, sir. Happy New Year to you. Hope you have a good one there in Poland. That's where he is. We'll have to check the price. Cans here would be nice. Cans. A lot of scrapyards don't want to take aluminium cans at all anymore. I've been noticing that there's a lot of scrapyards. I don't know if it's the same in America or whatever, but a lot of scrapyards are getting tight on taking aluminium cans. Is it because the grade of aluminium is so poor in them or whatever it is? But a lot of them don't want it.
I think it's space constraints.
We get 10 cents a piece for them.
There you go. Better than scrap price.
Way better.
Yeah, so the yard here that'll take aluminum cans, they're a really big yard. They've got a lot of space, and so the non-ferrous yard won't take cans, and I think it's just because they're just a little smaller yard, and aluminum cans take up a lot of space even when you squash them. It's I think in some cases it's just a space issue.
Yeah, I suppose the amount of space for the value to them, ratio is what they'd be thinking. Well, we can get better value into that space, so let's do that.
Yeah, I saw a statistic not too long ago that said that the aluminum can that you put into recycling is turned into another aluminum can in something like 30 to 60 days, something of that nature. So it's some of the fastest turn in the recycling industry.
Yeah, but if you look, we'd say Ralph would probably know more about this as well. What I'm doing the melting. When you melt an aluminum can, and when you melt, we'd say aluminum from a hard drive, the amount of dross coming off the cans is a lot higher, is it?
Yes, from every kilogram of cans that you melt, you're lucky to get 600, 700 grams of useful aluminium. So you lose about a third.
Yeah.
And if
So
you're really
that's
unlucky
probably
and do it the wrong way, you might lose half.
Yeah.
But
That's
my
probably another
yard
reason
does
that-
take it as cast, so
Take the cans
Really?
as cast.
Cast, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good deal. So.
but cast is the lowest value of aluminium that my yard takes. So basically, cans they take as shred for some reason, which is the lowest of lowest. So it is somewhat profitable if you get large quantities and melt it into ingots. But I don't think they take copper ingots.
Yeah, because they'd have to cut through them to make sure you haven't put a little iron bar in the middle of them to add a bit to weight,
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
the thing. Where they'd know with the aluminium straight away that the size of that shouldn't weigh that. It's kind of they draw their attention straight away because aluminium is so light that all of a sudden if you go in with a little bar and it's weighing 10 kgs, they know straight away. Well, hold on a second.
Yeah.
It's but I'm sure there's people try it all the time, trying to get that extra bit of weight and stuff like that. And it's the scrapyards that's so long in the game now, they don't fall for that sort of stuff. So.
I saw this guy. I'm not even going to say what his channel is because I don't want to promote what he did. But he took a scrap car, he pulled out the seats and stuff, filled up every void that he could find with concrete, then tried to put the seats and stuff back in. So he was trying to make this scrap car weigh, considerably more than what it would have weighed. And he tows it into the scrap yard, and they called him out immediately on it. In fact, they called the cops on him because they said, "Dude, that's theft." Okay, it's just you're stealing from us. And they said, it's like, how stupid do you think we are? We know what a car weighs.
Yeah, and over here they don't really pay you for cars for scrap. They don't really pay you on weight. They just have a set price for a car. A scrap car, it might be 150 quid or it might be whatever, and it doesn't matter about the weight of the car. That's what you're going to get, regardless of the car. Now, some of them they might give you a bit better if the catalytic converter is one of these higher end catalytic converters they're looking for all the time. You might get a bit more better price off the scrapyard, but most of them here they'll give you 150 quid for a scrapped car, and that's it. It doesn't matter what weight it is, so you've no advantage then of piling a rake of weight into it, or trying to fake the weight or whatever. So, which is a good thing in one way for the scrapyards. They don't care then if you throw a rake of concrete in. Who cares? They're only going to get 150 quid. I
think they would still care because they got to deal with that junk as they're going to have to pay somebody to haul away that concrete that you threw.
Oh, yeah, but what I mean is, no one's going to bother doing it now because they're only going to get 150 quid, so they're not going to go to all the effort of filling a car with concrete.
Well, yeah, okay, gotcha.
You know.
Hey, Shark, that was probably the same guys that tried to fix that fishing derby by stuffing the weights in the walleye. I don't know if you guys saw that. I think it was in Wisconsin or someplace. So these guys bring in this walleye that, everybody says, well, that's a 10-pound fish. Well, they put it on the scale that weighs like 18 to 20 pounds. So they shoved a bunch of 1-pound lead meat.
That's hilarious.
That's what Steve was saying there. They probably will all the fishing tournaments as well.
Those guys got a lot of trouble. They're facing criminal charges now. Hey, Steve.
But yeah, I don't collect any cans at all. I used to collect the cans, the aluminium cans, because again I was collecting them more to melt them than to actually do anything with them. But I stopped doing that. It was taking up too much space for what the value of them was going to be. So I stopped collecting cans altogether.
So these are my copper bars here. I'll probably have to put these up. I like these copper heat sinks. This is the best part of a computer for me is when I find these copper heat sinks.
Yeah, the copper heat sinks. Yeah.
Yeah.
You knock them out, them copper heat sinks, Shark?
I'm if it's a good solid copper stacker inside of there, I set them aside, and I plan to, but I haven't gotten to it yet.
Yeah, they come in all shapes and sizes there too.
Don't apologize. Cans questions are good.
Yeah. Okay, cans is part of what some people do collect cans. You see homeless people collecting cans. You see stuff like that. So it's a bit of income for them. And again, cans are recycled and reused. So again, it's environmentally friendly to do it. It helps the environment rather than have cans thrown around on streets.
Yeah, Irish. Where I live, the homeless recycle the cans into drugs.
Well, I can't say what they do with it afterwards, but they get them off the streets anyhow. The cans. They might replace them with other stuff, but they can't get off the streets.
The liquids in the cans are actually not that much to worry about. It's just the smell that they give off when you burn them, especially if it's a can of like chocolate milk or like any type of fruit yogurty like substance. Ugh, that's all nasty.
Speaking from experience there, Ralph.
Yes. I've actually stopped melting cans because it is a big mess, and I now have such a big pile of all kinds of types of aluminium that I don't really need cans anymore to melt. Only the ones that I consume myself, I just chuck in the pile. I don't pick them up anymore.
Yeah, well, over here, what Aldi or one of them German supermarkets have put a can machine outside. It's a can machine, and what they give you is a voucher for the store. So you throw your cans in, you might get a €5 voucher off food. So a lot of people are doing that with cans now rather than bringing them to scrapyards because they're getting more money off Aldi for doing it.
Yeah, when
there's no returns on cans here yet.
When I lived up on Cape Cod, they have a system at some of the grocery stores and liquor stores where you can put in your cans and bottles to get the deposit back. But it's got to be, the labels will say if it has a Massachusetts deposit was paid on it. And so it was funny because the first time I went to a party when we first moved to Cape Cod, and I'm sitting there peeling the label off of a beer bottle, and the guy says, "Stop! Don't do that! I need my 5 cents back."
what Simon said there, has many people come across stainless steel cans, or just steel cans, not stainless steel even, steel cans instead of aluminium? I've come across a few of them on some of the beer manufacturers had them. I think it was, or was it Coca-Cola in Europe had them, and instead of in Germany or
Coca-Cola
something?
over here is usually steel cans. They're magnetic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I knew I'd seen
Because
them somewhere.
because it's made here and it's for the market here, it's cheaper to make them out of steel because it's cheaper than aluminium. But if they are for shipping,
Hey,
then
Raphael.
like a whole shipping container full of aluminium cans is going to weigh way less than steel cans. So
Yep.
I guess that's why it's for other countries it's usually aluminium.
A couple of hits with a decent punch and hammer will knock them out in 2-3 hits. Just did 15 of them. Okay.
Yeah, you just cut one side of them, then they pop right out.
Are we still talking about crushing the cans, is it? Are we?
No, I think he was talking about the heat sinks.
Oh, okay. All about the heat sinks in the center, yes.
You know, and it's one of the unfortunate things about plastic bottles too, because plastic weighs so little. You know, it's cheaper to ship a bunch of plastic bottles around than it is even aluminum or steel cans or that kind of thing. And you know, so unfortunately, that's why we still see a lot of plastic bottles showing up.
Yeah. Well, back when I was younger, glass was the big thing we recycled. You had deposits on glass bottles, like, so we'd say Coca-Cola bottles. It was the glass Coca-Cola bottles. You were getting like whatever 5p or 5 cent, whatever it was, for returning them back. That was the big thing. But then plastic bottles took over, and there was no need to recycle them anymore because it was so cheap to make them. That was the issue. So. From now on. I don't know what that's about, but I did say hi to Kevin Sturgis when he came in. I think I did. If I didn't, Kevin, Happy New Year to you. And again, anyone I missed coming in, Happy New Year, guys. Good to see you all. The scrapper, there is neither screw or on that. Holding ring on the actual yeah, sometimes you get a screw holding that little arm in place on the thing. Sometimes it can be on the other side of the hard drive. If you turn the hard drive upside down,
it's usually the screw in the middle itself or on the other side.
Yeah, sometimes it can be on the opposite side, and sometimes it's just like a flathead screw that you can just unscrew on it. It might look like it's not really a screw.
Hold it closer to the camera.
There you go. Yay!
No, he's got the flatters up, but he still wants to get that actuator head out.
Yeah.
You know. Hey, Abeleski, Happy New Year, sir, and welcome in. Good to see you.
Hey,
Don't tell him, let him learn. No.
That's terrible. Hold on, he's showing that up close to the thing. Just pull it away slightly.
If this is going to focus, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
There we go. See, there's
the
this
slot.
bit in there.
Yeah. Yeah. Other side.
That's a flathead. You can unscrew this. Sometimes there's a screw on the other side, but I don't think that was the case on your drive there.
Yes, I think you'd be
and
right
who was asking about the gold on there? Is there some gold?
Here we go. Let me put it up there for you. There you go. Turn it slowly, just about see.
There we go. See, there's some gold there.
And sometimes on the little tips, see there where your hand is now with the little tip. Sometimes you might get some of them. I got some of them. I'm not sure if I have them here or not. During the week, had little gold ins on them. Little tips, a tiny bit of gold.
Irish, you worry me, man. You really worry me.
Any little bit at all.
I don't care. These go in my shred.
Oh, don't say that word. Red and gold don't go together.
I just take, if they are easy to take out, I take the little copper windings out. But unfortunately, these are too sometimes aluminium.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
So, hey, Shark, what do you do with the power supplies?
I cut the wire off, and then I sell the wire as number 2 insulated, and the power supply as a power supply with no wire.
See, there's some of them have trends. Like this one's quite light, so it doesn't. But then this one's quite heavy. It's got trends.
You mightn't be able to see it, but on the very tip of that, I can get it to focus at all. There's a tiny, just above that black. There you go. Just above the black thing, there's a tiny bit of gold.
You're an idiot.
That's where you ask the question, how many atoms of gold is necessary to be able to see it?
I do the same for power supplies. I cut off the bundle of wire, and then I cut off all the connectors and put the wires in with my insulated copper, and this goes into breakage, which
Yeah, I
is
think
slightly
the
higher
wires
than shred.
The wires.
Yeah, you're right. A very little, tiny bit of gold. Mike just shakes his head in disgust.
Oh,
Mike hasn't got to that stage yet. We have got him making bigger things into smaller things, but we haven't got him to that stage yet.
he's close though.
If that ever happens, I think I'm going to have to call the police to come in and do a wellness check on Mike.
They won't come. It's been tried.
Yeah, yeah, they're smarter. No.
See what Raphael said? It's not actually gold plating, it's actual gold. So there we go. It's even better than gold plating.
But it's still only a teeny tiny little bit.
Yeah, but it all comes down to if you have enough of something, it's going to be worth a lot. But it's to get enough of them. So if I had 10 million of them now, it's probably worth my while to sell them somewhere or do something with them. It all comes down to quantity. But if I've only got one of them, it's not really worth doing anything with. You know? Idiot.
So, any market for the magnets that come out of hard
I was
drives?
meant to,
I got a whole bunch of them.
somebody asked me for loads of them magnets if I got them, and I was meant to send them to them. And I still haven't
This is
sent
just
them to
what I
them
did today.
yet.
There used to be a market for them.
Yeah, the rare earth metals.
I used to sell them for $1 a piece. Then dried up.
No, I was meant to send them out to someone. I forget who it was, and whoever it is, I apologize. I will get to it at some stage. If you're watching this video, I have them here for you. It's just to send them out, because I'm not doing anything with them, so I'm just going to send them to someone, get them out of my way.
And whoever that is, you have to remind him who it was that asked for the magnets, because he'll get them to you if he ever remembers who asked for them.
Well, no, I have an email on it somewhere because they emailed me their address. So all I have to do is probably search my email, put in magnets and something like that at the search, and it will come up.
There is a paper trail.
There is a paper trail. I haven't thought. I've been looking through my emails and I go, oh, someone asked me about that. I was meant to. I said on the email, yes, I'll sort that now. Oh, that was 3 years ago. I wonder if they still want it. Watch was asking, can you get the magnets off the actual bracket? If you put it into a vise and give it an awful whack with a chisel, I've seen them come off.
Yeah,
I always struggle trying to get them off in one piece.
Yeah, it can happen, but it's not. I don't think
a lot of times they shatter into bits.
Yeah.
So do you throw the connectors in the shred?
You can.
Rockaway's, he's saying Rockaway Scrap buys them. Is Rockaway the guy that owns the app, iScrap?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So he buys the magnets if anyone wants to sell them.
Who the hell wants to go to New Jersey?
You can go visit Grandpa Kevin.
No.
The other reason not to go to New Jersey.
Two compelling reasons.
Well, I'm bored with this shit.
Does anyone know the current price of flat ribbon cable? I say EWAS might do it, or Sharp Scrapper, because they always are selling their flat cable.
It depends on your yard. I mean, I hate to say that, but like my yard pays me #2 insulated copper wire price for ribbon cable. But a lot of other yards they call that a lower grade ribbon cable and, have a lower price for it. So
yeah, they have like a
what yard you're going to.
Raphael wants to know, why is there so many people in here tonight? Because Shark Scrapper brought them in through the door. I hadn't time to lock the door in time, and he got them in.
Yeah, you got to be careful. You never know who's going to show up.
And I appreciate them all coming in, every last one of them. And all their input so far tonight has been some great input from a lot of knowledgeable people in the chat. See, Shark Scrapper knows a lot of knowledgeable people because he is knowledgeable. Where I know a lot of suspect people.
Morally deficient people.
I'm not going there.
Hey, and I wasn't even offering free beer in here tonight, and they still came in.
For sure.
No, but yes, a lot of people would be from Shark Scrapper. You would be bringing a few in from lives, and next week I will. I was there watching tonight at one stage, and I think on his first live stream he had over, was it 40 or 50 people in there at one stage, which was amazing for first time going live, which is brilliant, you know. They are before Irish. Yeah, Raphael was.
I'm going to be loud for a bit.
Raphael was going to have his dinner when Sharky was going live, so he probably had it playing on in the background, I'd say.
Of course, the real question is going to be, how many people do I get next week?
Even more, because
again, like if I have 40 this week and only 10 next week, that's not a good thing.
Well, it can happen that something else is happening at the same time as when you're going live, but it's I wouldn't be too worried. Some streams you get more, some streams you get less. But,
yeah.
Or people are going to be like, well, it was boring last time, I'm not going this time.
Yeah, exactly.
But then other people go, I didn't like what they were talking about last week, but I'll see what they're talking about this week. And it can be like, that's the thing about Shark's lives now, will be, if you want to know about scrap prices and you want to know about where the industry is heading and what's happening in the industry, then that's definitely for you. It's going to be his streams. As far as from what I've seen on the first stream, if they carry on that way, that's and tell me this, Shark, are you planning on having any interviews with other would say people in the industry, not other scrappers, but say other companies or something like that who are doing recycling? Are you planning on getting any of them on board for interviews?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the plan.
Yeah, I tried that when I started off first doing lives, but it was hard to convince people. And again, with the time difference for me and stuff like that, and you get a lot of people saying, "Oh, I'll do that," and then when it came to it, "Oh, I can't do it," and stuff like that. That was the thing I found was difficult, is getting people on board to match the time that you're going live and stuff like that too.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I hope hopefully we'll be able to bring some folks up to do to talk to, because I'd really like to be able to get the perspective from people that actually own and operate scrapyards, because that's an entirely different perspective on our industry.
Our friend here up here on the panel is about to leave us. He's got to go. So, Desert Scrapper, thank you very much for coming up.
Yeah, thank you, Desert Scrapper. It's great to meet you.
You're more than welcome to join us anytime you want and show us what you're scrapping out and what you're working on. And if you want to show your face or talk at any stage, never a problem. All right. So thank you very much for being on. I'm not sure if he's going to knock himself off or do I need to knock him down.
Knock him off.
He's still there. That's okay. Who's made us finished her pizza so she can talk again? What did you have on your pizza? Please tell me you had. Please tell me you had pineapple so it'll wreck people's heads who don't like pineapple.
Pineapple. Pineapple. Come on, pineapple.
Pineapple belongs on pizza. It's the natural order of things.
So Desert Scrapper said he's going to go on Raphael's next week. Oh, that's right. Raphael didn't go live last night.
2 weeks in a row, he didn't go live. 2 weeks in a row. You don't go live.
Mike, when I seen it last night, I said, "Oh, he's not live. Mike is going to be so upset with him."
No, I just unsubscribed to his channel because it's useless. Not there, why bother? Unsubscribe to Shark too.
Chicago Town pepperoni. I love pepperoni pizza. Do you know what's nicer than hot pepperoni pizza? Cold pepperoni pizza.
For breakfast, yeah.
Cruiser Max from pressing his luck on my live stream, so he's getting close to getting unsuccessful. You're all getting warned.
I attended every single one.
I know.
I had to be working. I can only attend for maybe half an hour during my lunch because you just have it on too early.
Okay, so Mike, you've timed me out and you took my wrench away. What do I have to do to get banned?
Die.
Ooh.
Okay, well, all right.
I guess you asked though.
You guys die.
Watch Coach is saying he sent you a text there, Urban Prospector. So check it out, Sharky.
Yeah, he wants some more of those stock tips there, Shark. That's what he's after.
Pepperoni pizza cold the next morning is the best breakfast you can ever have.
That is true.
It's the breakfast of champions.
It is true.
Cold pepperoni.
Oh
pizza.
my. Oh my. Are you okay? I'm going to share it. I'm going to share it.
Uh-oh.
So here's the text that he sent me with the note that says, "I think I have a problem."
Whoa.
Okay.
I thought that was E-Waste Mike's basement for a minute.
Actually,
That
it's very
looks like a
neat.
couple of Dell systems.
That's a nice amount of stuff. Where'd you get all that, Urban? Where'd you pick up all your gear from?
Here, wait a minute. Here's a second one.
Oh, hold on. Let me make it bigger. Do you know what I love about that? The amount of space you can store. Look at that amount of space I would have a fill just like that.
That one stack would take up your whole shed.
Yeah, what do you mean that one stack? Half that stack takes up my shit.
Problem is he carried that all in his basement. That looks like a basement.
That's a nice stack of stuff. Some of you guys are lucky. You pick up some amount of stuff. Again, I suppose I don't really go out looking for a lot of stuff because I'm working full time. But I'd like to sometime maybe pick up like a couple of pallets of just PC for service. It'd be great.
Stuff finds me.
Yeah,
You
same
pick up
here.
a lot of
Stuff finds
lights,
me. Found this
and
in the trash
Transformers.
just today. Although
Dell.
I don't like scrapping laptops, but yeah, a old Dell. What is this? Latitude. Core 2 Duo, so pre-i series. Oh yeah, gonna take that apart and get the board out.
Yeah, my laptop that I have, because I bought a new PC or whatever, but I still use the laptop. So if I'm in bed, I'll take the laptop and I'll be watching videos or whatever. Because this morning I commented on a few videos, and Ian Matthews thought that I had a bot for going straight away. It's just because I was watching a video on Nixon. Ian Matthews' video went up, or someone's video went up, and I go first, and he goes, "Oh, you've got a bot." I said, "No, I was in bed watching a video while that one popped up." But it's telling me now that Windows is no longer going to be supported because I'm using Windows 8.1.
Wow, I'm still using Windows 7.
Oh yeah, well, it's telling me Windows 8. Google is telling me now that Windows, when I go onto Google, it's telling me Windows it no longer supports Windows 8.1. Upgrade to Windows 10.
Yeah, I'm going to install Windows 10 when I get my new PC. I checked the list of parts that I made like 2 weeks ago. It's now €200 more expensive.
Nice.
Ouch.
Watchcall said, that's not a problem, that's a treasure trove. True enough. If all them laptops, looking through them and finding what, sometimes that's more the fun than the value of the stuff, is scrapping something out and seeing something you're finding, a chip you've never found before, or seeing a different type of hard drive you haven't seen, or even seeing when you took out, was it the PCs you took apart there lately, was it Shark or something, and it was a different setup of the way things were on it and everything, the way that they even had it set up. It was interesting to see, you know. Server you took apart, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's one of the things that I do enjoy about this. You know, it's you've got the meat and potatoes stuff that you just got to keep grinding through, but every now and then you find something that's different, and it makes it kind of fun. Yeah.
Yeah. It's something different or something interesting. Not even just PCs. Sometimes someone will give you something and you go, geez, I've never seen one of them. And it's just to take it apart to see what was inside. It might be absolutely of no value inside, but it's the fun of taking it apart to see what is inside it that I like as well. But that's because I'm a hobbyist more than a full-time scrapper. If I was full-time scrapper, if I took something apart and there wasn't any value in it, I'd probably just get very upset. A bit like Mike does. All I picked up was a ladder off the street and a hand dryer from the ladies' toilet at work. I hope the ladies' toilet, the hand dryer was actually off the wall and you didn't just pull it off the wall, Food Mate.
I just sent her the same question.
Yeah, hopefully it was off the wall. Most of it is just from.
You lost the charts.
Asking. Most are i-series CPUs and some are much older. Yeah, the older you can get the CPUs, the more gold is on them. I don't know, does Urban Prospector sell the CPUs, or does he actually refine the gold off them or not?
I think he stockpiles them.
You know, but if you can get the really old ones, I am giving them the fair price and it works well. Okay, yeah. So you buy your stuff. Simon buys stuff. I don't buy I only buy RAM off eBay. That's all I buy. Look at the smile on Mike's face. I can see it already. Mike was waiting. When is he going to mention RAM off eBay?
When is he going to go there?
When is he going to go there? But I don't usually buy anything off people. I take stuff away, and that's it. I don't buy it. I bought the RAM off eBay as an experiment, more than anything else, to make a video content, and that was it. But other than that, the odd time I buy stuff. But again, as I explained last week, I think it was off screen. When I that RAM, I mightn't make money on it now, but because I don't sell the gold, I hold on to the gold. That maybe in 10 years' time or 20 years' time, if gold prices have risen, that's when I make my money, because I'm not selling it for profit now. I'm holding it as a investment for the future.
And so, how high will gold have to get for you to get your money back? $5,000 an ounce or something?
I don't want to ruin the videos, but I didn't lose a fortune. I didn't make a fortune, but I just about broke even on it. So the postage would have been the only thing I lost on getting it delivered. The rest of it, because again, I paid the same price as Goldstore was paying per pound. So if they're not losing money on it, so now again, I don't count my time as an investment, but if I did count my time, then I would have lost my ass on it, because the amount of hours, if you were paying yourself an hourly rate, then when you add that in, you would have lost. But as a hobbyist, I don't think hobbyists count their hours as anything, because you'll be doing something on your downtime. So yeah, when you go for a game of golf, you count the amount of hours you're playing golf. When you go fishing, you count the amount of hours you're fishing. You know, it's not something you count as a hobbyist, but as a professional like yourself or E-Waste Mike have to make your money, you have to count your hours, because if you don't count your hours, you might be saying, well, I might as well off working packing shelves in a shop if I'm not making so much an hour.
You wouldn't be having as much fun though.
Well, that's the other side of it.
It truly is the case that as a hobbyist, your time has zero value, because it's just a hobby, right? So you'd either be doing that or you'd be doing something else.
Yeah, I could be just sitting in front of a TV doing nothing, and it's more fun scrapping something out or trying to recover gold or stripping wire or whatever, you know?
Yeah, I mean, when I was doing it as a hobbyist, I used to tell people it was my hobby that paid for itself, because I could usually make enough money selling the stuff to then go bid on some auctions or something like that to get more stuff. So yeah, it was as a hobby, it's a tremendous amount of fun. And I suck at golf and I can't catch a cold fishing, so got to do something. Had to do something.
What I was asking there, Simon, is it legal to metal detect. It's illegal. It's not. We're not allowed to metal detect in Ireland. There's a law against metal detecting in Ireland.
Really?
Yes, because of all the ancient artifacts that are still buried in the ground, I reckon.
Oh, okay.
It's illegal to. You have to have a special license, and it's only really given out to people who are professional, not hobbyists. So people who do it as a professional living, and they're doing it for. If they find something, it's given to the museums or whatever. It's not.
Yeah.
In Ireland, it's illegal to metal detect.
Interesting. Very interesting.
They got a lot of guns buried there too.
Yeah, well, that's more in the bogs. So you wouldn't be searching the bogs for anything interesting.
Got to make a lot of order there.
But yeah, no, because we say there's still. They reckon there's still lots of artifacts buried, like the. I was found the chalice. There was some chalice found one time by a farmer plowing a field that was worth millions, stuff like that. So it's a gold chalice. If I found it, I don't think it'd be making its way to a museum, to be honest.
No.
It'd be taking it to a pot of acid.
Yes. According to my religion, everything is mine. So.
I think the only place you're allowed to metal detect in Ireland is on a beach. I think is the only thing you're allowed to metal detect because of the beach being washed in and out all the time. If there was anything of value, it would have been found by now.
Yeah, isn't Pop Scrap metal detect on the beach?
Yeah, he does the beaches.
Yeah.
So beaches I think are okay because there's not because it's washed in and out for thousands of years. The chances of finding any artifacts there are pretty slim. So people just metal detect for finding if someone dropped a ring, or you might find a ring or earrings or something like that. But can you detect on your own land in Ireland? No, Poosmate, you can't. If you find anything in Ireland below the ground, it belongs to the Irish state. So whether that be oil,
they just made that up. So I make up everything is mine. Done.
And Ralph, when you have a large police force and a military to enforce that, then you'll be getting some.
They are mine too because I own everything.
Electronic scrapper, do you do toll refining for other people? I see. So how do you find dealing with people? Because they give you. I know when I started off first and I seen gold pins, I thought, oh, that's a lot of stuff and it's worth a fortune. But once you start refining and stuff, you discover it's not a lot of stuff in it. So you might get a jar of gold pins off someone and you might give them back a gram of gold. And they're thinking you're scamming them, but you're not because they don't know enough about the plating and stuff like that. How do you find explaining to them beforehand that they're not going to get back what they think they're going to get back? Because again, you have to take a cut out of it for doing it. So do you find that difficult? That's because I've had people before ask me would I do some refining for them, and I said no, because I know what'll happen is they'll think that I'm keeping a lot more than what I'm telling them, because they think this, and every scrapper thinks it, that there's a lot more on something. If they see a jar of gold pins, they think they're going to get a couple of ounces of gold out of it. Hey, Everyday Solars, welcome in, Happy New Year, and I hope 2023 is a better year for you.
Simon wants to know, says that an XFR detector is a good investment. It's also a very pricey investment.
Yeah, true.
What are you talking? 80,000 for one of them, is it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Hey, Scrapping Together, welcome in. Grandpa Kevin, welcome in. Just in case anyone doesn't know that didn't know, there's a few people just after popping in there who I didn't see over at Shark Scrapper's Live. Shark Scrapper is doing lives anymore, 7 p.m. GMT, 2 p.m. Eastern time. So, guys, next Sunday again, he will be live. So, if you didn't catch him this week, you might catch him next week. Start off the year. Yeah, everything is. Thank you. Happy New Year to you all. Yeah, 22 was not a good year for you, Everyday Solars. So hopefully 23 will be a lot more positive for you.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody has anything good to say about 2022.
Yeah,
So-
Sharky was live already tonight, Everyday Solars. He was live for 1 hour. He's doing it every Sunday, an hour before I kick off. And it was a very interesting show. It's more structured than I would say I am, because again, I can go off on tangents, where Sharky had his preparation done, and it was very interesting and great information for scrappers who want to see what's happening in the scrap world.
Well, and that was part of my New Year's resolution. What can I do to make 2023 as miserable as 2022 for everybody?
Well, you haven't succeeded so far.
Well, you also sends back the base metals with it, so that involves a lot of refining, because after you do your gold drops, you have to get the base metals back for them. Or you give them back their copper and everything. So you really do go. I wouldn't give them back their copper. To be honest, I'd tell them straight that it's not coming back. Whatever base metals is coming out is not going back, because I'm not going to waste hours getting the base metals back until I'm doing a big tub of base metals in one go.
Oh, this is all stainless.
Yeah, you've entered another dimension, Everyday Solars.
Hey, so should we be sending customers over to Electronic Scrapper?
Yeah, well, if anyone wants a tool refined, Electronic Scrapper may be your guide. What part? He's not far from Ohio, or is he in Ohio? I think, isn't he? I think, if I can remember right.
He's Mike's neighbor.
So he might be another guy if someone wants to get that little bit of gold in their hand, physical gold, he might be the guy for them. Solars. Was there something there? Did I miss something? I seen something coming up. Did I? Scrapping together. I should have mine. Scrapping Irish. The guy I sold to all of them in the mint off. There was military grade pins and other bits. Yeah, military grade pins. I've not come across any military grade pins here in Ireland, I'm afraid. I'd like to be able to refine some, but I haven't come across any. Just to see what sort of yield will be off military grade, or even I'd like to get some pins from we say airlines. The airplanes have been scrapped out. I'd like to see what type of pins are on them. If they're good thick coating of gold on them, or are they just like everything nowadays, very little gold on them. It'd be something I'd like to do at some stage. Hey, hit 300 subscribers. Well done, sir.
Yeah.
Hey, nice, Tim.
Good to get there.
Attaboy, Timmy.
Well done, sir.
You used to. One of the companies that I used to work for makes the black boxes for the airlines, which are not boxes and they're not black. But anyway.
Yeah.
Funny,
Yeah, and it's really amazing. We would suggest upgrades to improve the recording capabilities and those kind of things. And almost invariably, it was no, we don't want to recertify these things. Just keep making them the way you've been making them for the last, I think at that point, the design was 20 years old or something like that. I don't remember. It was, because there's so much more that we could have done with our newer electronics and stuff, but the expense of getting them recertified and tested, and they got to go through all their weights and balances again on the planes and stuff. Yeah, they weren't having any of that.
Hey, Bear, Granny and the Bear Scrappers, welcome in. Good to see you. Have a happy new year to you too. Yeah, a lot of companies don't want to, if they're doing the thing a certain way, some companies don't want to change ever, and it's just the way it is. The air equipment block, very nice boards and chips, a lot of interesting things. Oh, so Simon gets some great stuff by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
I'd like to see what's inside them. What is with the calendar? I was thinking about coupling some of it and see if that works without using acids. Yeah, WatchGuard does some of that as well. That Mountain Metal, whatever it is, whatever the name of that company is. I can never think of it.
MBLC or Triple
Yeah, yeah.
MDLT or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Mount
They
Baker,
they do a lot of their stuff that way. I've seen as well.
Mount Baker Mining and or
Yeah.
something like that.
Metals or something. Yeah.
Yeah, he's out of Washington State there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I really enjoy watching that guy's channel because it's interesting to me. You know, he'll take these, he'll especially when he's just doing ore, and he's actually doing true smelting. You know, to assess the ore and the gold content. It's really fascinating to watch him go through that process.
Yeah, he's teamed up with this local prospector here, Dan Hurd, there, and they've done a couple of collaborations together.
Oh yeah, oh, Dan's a crack up, man, when he's up there.
Yeah, he
lives in this area here.
Yeah, I was watching his video today. He had a video today, didn't he? At around, it was about 3 p.m. my time, so I don't know what time that was for you. 5 hours before that.
Yeah, one of his claims is about 20 or 30 miles from here.
Where is the nearest graveyard? There's actually a dismantling place beside me. It's only about 15-minute drive for me where they dismantle airplanes. And I went up there before to see could I get in just to even have a look around, but the fencing is so high and the security and everything, so I couldn't even get in to see what was inside them or what they were thrown into the bins, or was there any stuff that were just being thrown out that they didn't want that could have been worth picking up. But obviously it would have been an airline sort of stuff. It's tight security on that sort of stuff all the time.
Yeah, very tight.
That one in Arizona, they don't let you in there with a toolbox.
No, here in the U.S., the airline graveyards are usually in the desert, so that there's
I seen one in the Mojave Desert.
Amount of weathering, and they're extremely tightly controlled because they don't want people going in ripping stuff out of the planes and then have that stuff find its way into another plane if it hasn't been thoroughly tested and certified. And plus, a lot of the military graveyards, you know, they're reusing parts out of planes that they've decommissioned to support planes that are still out there or other countries that are still flying that model and type. So yeah, it's a tough one.
And as Simon said, there might be some stuff in there that has radiation
possible
stuff in it.
Yeah, it's kind of scary. There's a black market for those airline parts or aircraft parts.
Yeah, I was driving when we were in America, we were going to Vegas. We were driving through the Mojave Desert, and like that, we seen this like shine in the desert. So we stopped to see what was shining. When we got our camera and zoomed in, all you could see was airplanes everywhere. Like,
yeah,
it was amazing. Be sure to remove any tin from the bottom of the pins before smelting. Why it seems to be very more talked about smelting. Okay.
Hey, but if you're interested in airplane, I understand that one of Elvis Presley's jets is being sold.
Oh, is it on eBay? I'll buy it.
I don't know if it's on eBay or if it's on a private listing. I read a headline somewhere that said one of his jets was being sold.
If it was on eBay, I'll buy it. I only buy from eBay. I wonder how much would that cost to deliver to Ireland?
I don't think it's flyable if it's on
it. So I lived in Memphis for a while, and they've got two of his jets that are on display at the Elvis Museum, and oh my God, unbelievable level of tacky. You know,
but back in the day, it wasn't tacky. It was like, oh, look at all this bling.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it's a very interesting. If you ever get to Memphis, I highly recommend that you go to Graceland, take the tour. Everybody should be should do it at least once.
Forced. Speaking from experience there, are we, Sharky? Were you forced to take the tour?
Well, we lived there for about 3 years, and I got to the point where when people would visit, I just hand them the keys and a map, and I'd say, "I'll see you when you get back."
It's a little bit of world heritage, I think.
Oh, you know what? And all joking aside, I do. You know, it's one of those things that if you ever get to Memphis, you ought to go see Graceland. They've got a really good museum. You know, it's a tragedy what happened in Elvis's life because he really was a good person. You know, until later on when things just went sideways for him. But his history is extremely well explained, and to see all of that history is truly an interesting experience. The problem is after you've been there for the 4th or 5th time, you can't get some of the music out of your head.
That's something I want to try as well. Is electrolysis. I want to give that a go. I don't know if this year or maybe next year I want to try that.
Is that to remove facial hair or what?
I want to try it on low-grade pins because again, when you're doing nitric acid on low-grade pins, you're just wasting acid really. So, but it's something I want to try. But again, I want to do the proper setup and learn more about it before I try it.
That would be pretty interesting. Do the reverse electrolysis thing. That would be kind of interesting.
Yeah. It's just again just to try it. I won't make any money out of it. Mike is just about to chirp in, but it's about trying it and doing a video on seeing how it turns out. Stuff like that, you know.
Used as a collector for the gold, or an anode or cathode for the gold.
Thank you, Simon.
Yeah, I agree. That would be something fun to try.
It's about the setup more than anything else, and getting it. Again, before I even think about doing that, I have to get my shed cleaned out. I have to get my fume hood built again, stuff like that. You know, it's all getting the time when you're working at 8 o'clock in the morning until 6 in the evening. It's to get the time to do anything else, and it's one of them things I can only do maybe on a Sunday, and then I'm doing my lives on Sundays and stuff like that. So it's to get time to do all this stuff, and that's something that people don't realize when you're doing YouTube, you're scrapping, you're working. You don't have much time to yourself for doing anything else.
Yes, this is very true what you say.
Yeah, because even now what you do in your lives, you probably noticed this week you're doing more research. No, I don't do research for my lives because it's just whatever we want to talk about, we talk about. But you have a structure set up. So you, during the week now, you're probably going to decide, right, this is the things I'm going to be doing. You'll have your charts like you did there again tonight, set up, ready to go. That all takes time to set up, and people don't realize that. It doesn't just happen there and then, you know?
Despite what it looks like, it doesn't happen right there and then.
No, Jackie, don't be putting yourself down. You had your color stuff and your lines going across, and if I try that, it'd be just like, oh, I pressed the wrong button. I've just ended the live. That's what happened to me.
There's plenty of time for that to happen.
I seen your shed. All right. It does. It resembles mine at the moment. I don't know. Did you see the chart I put up where I picked up all the cable, the big reels of cable? So they're inside the shed at the moment. So when I open the door now, I have a stack of cable up higher than my head that I have to try and maneuver around to get to the stuff behind it. So that needs sorting. But I'm waiting for the weather to improve so I can go outside and start stripping the cable, the reels of cable. But we'll get there eventually. It's all a matter of time.
So the pile's 2 feet high if it's over your head?
I'm not a pixie. or a leprechaun. I'm from Ireland, but I'm not a leprechaun. All people are not leprechauns from Ireland.
Cruiser, you got snow up there on the ground?
Oh yeah. Actually, it's mild today. It's melted a bit out there today. But
yeah.
We had the old snow bar for a workout on Friday.
So don't hate me, but our high today is going to be 73.
Yeah.
Oh, would you need a jacket? It's not very cold down there.
We had the hottest New Year ever registered this year. It was over 15 Celsius.
Oh, we're down again down to 1s and 2 Celsius. So we have another cold spell coming in.
Every time I watch a street scrapper there, I can tell, you know, if you see palm trees, you know he's in Florida. Then you start getting envious.
Happy New Year.
That one that I did a little while ago, it was cracking me up. You know, it's like it's below freezing here, which happens sometimes in the winter. And I'm thinking I'm going to catch no end of grief from my friends up north because I've got a long sleeve shirt on, my sweatshirt, my board sort hoodie. And at one point I had a vest on and I'm like, man, it'll never end. I'm never going to hear the end of this.
Rightfully so. Morel Whisperer. Oh, there's a new name.
There's a new name. Was that always your channel's name, or did you change your channel name? Just so we know, because people do change channel names, and then people don't know who they are. Then, and you're trying to figure out who they are. Because sometimes it happens that people change channel names.
So aren't Morel's mushrooms?
Yep. Tasty one.
Is that Rafal by a different name? I mean, Raffle by a different name?
That's what I was wondering.
What? Where? Why? How? When?
Where? How? When?
Morel Whisperer. Is that Raffle by another name? I
love it that E-Waste, Mike, Scrap It, Ralph, and Mac are already getting the year started while watching.
Yes, that's
They're
right.
scrapping out stuff like.
Yeah,
you're all scrapping out stuff already.
Yeah. This is where I usually scrap stuff. So yeah, why not?
Raphael Scrapper said, "Nope, it's not him."
Okay. But he's interested now.
I can't create anymore. Like, you know how people have 4 or 5 channel names, and you know they create these other channels. I have enough to create one channel and remember to, if I had 4 or 5 different things and trying to log into them, remember passwords for each one, forget about it.
Yeah, I find it's usually, if somebody has a really big channel, then they'll splinter off a couple of other channels.
Oh no, I wouldn't even bother. I couldn't care less. It's just, if I ever got, which is never going to happen, but if I ever got big, if you're going into someone else's channel, just go in as who you are, and that's it.
Yeah. And if you have different content that you want to put up, why make a new channel? Just make a different playlist.
Yeah, but that's what a lot of them do, though. They take advantage of their big subscriber base and then split off.
Yeah, well, I can understand making another channel if you wanted to do something totally different from what you're doing. I can understand that. I could agree with that, no problem. But to make another channel just to go in so that people don't know who you are, I couldn't understand that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No, that would make sense, right? I mean, you know, if you let's say you had a channel that, let's say you were a scrapper, but you also went out shroomy hunting, and then you also did cooking, you know,
or travel, or if you did travel or something like that. I could understand, and again, you could also get subscribers going from your one big channel and making your other channel bigger, so you have 2 sources of income coming from YouTube.
Well, but you may not. But the people that liked your one channel may not like what's on the other channel.
Oh no, but you might get a certain amount of them. You might get 1/5 of them. So if you had 1 million subscribers, and you could get 1/5 of them to come over, you have 200,000 subscribers straight away to your new channel.
You're laughing.
You know? Which is massive to say. If you can get a new channel set up with 200,000 subscribers overnight, it's a big start. Okay, it's only one channel. Saw you were live, thought we were not. Hey, no problem at all. We're not saying you have multiple channels. We're just saying again, there is people out there who have multiple aliases on YouTube, and
very happy you dropped by.
Yeah. So not a saying that you are thing. I think I did see a comment you left on one of my videos. I think actually, now that you mention it, I think you left a comment a couple of weeks ago on a video. Saying you were new to the channel or something. So you're very welcome, and Happy New Year to you, sir, or madam, whichever.
Morel Whisperer, you never know what direction these comments are going to take us down. We've been down some interesting rabbit holes in our days.
Yeah, you can start with the simplest questions too.
Yeah, because I was looking at doing different channels on different things, and I'm still thinking about maybe doing different channels on different things down the road on it. But it's not something I'm going to do this year or next year, but maybe in 5 years' time, I have another idea for a channel I want to do, and it might be 5 years before I do it. And but I won't do it on this channel. It'll be a separate channel, and it's nothing to do with scrapping or anything like that. It's something totally different. But I wouldn't bother doing it just separate playlist first. I'll just do a separate channel first. That's the plan. But it's years down the road before I even think about doing it. It might be something I do when I retire, if I survive that long enough to retire.
I got this channel, a gaming channel, and 4 troll channels.
I was thinking of doing gaming on Twitch, the live streams, and then record them as videos and put them on a separate playlist on my channel.
Yeah, you can do that.
And why don't you set up a separate gaming channel?
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
Now, who's mate? Be careful where we go with this conversation.
Yeah. Whose mate is right, though. The eye cannot unsee what the eye has seen.
I'd rather go in a hole and not down
it. Mike, have you done anything on your gaming channel lately? I don't think you have you? It's a while since you've done any videos on it.
I haven't done nothing on that channel in a long time.
Yeah.
I used to do it on this channel, but I don't have time.
Yeah, I know.
Time for this shit.
I noticed that Electronic Scrapper that's the same guy with the Omega Geek and Electro Geek.
So I was watching this one channel. It's just it's a YouTube help channel, but the guy is vicious. I mean, just vicious. And this one person comes up and he says, I've got 5 channels, and I can't get any one of them to get over 100 subscribers or whatever. And the guy comes back to him and says, "So you got 5 channels that suck. What do you want me to do about it?"
Are you sure he's not related to Mike? Maybe that's one of Mike's troll channels you're talking about. I'm glad we can make you smile, Solars. No problem. Sometimes we might make you cry as well with some of the stuff we say.
Laughing, crying, it's sort of it's easy to move between the emotions, especially on this channel.
It's all an emotion.
Yeah. Anyhow, it's coming near my finishing up time, so I'm going to ask everyone what their plan for the week is as normal. So, Shark Scrapper, what's the plan now that we have a new plan?
Well, it's we're diving right into the new year, right? We got stuff that's got to get scrapped. We got stuff that's got to get picked up. So we're right, we're right back at it. So we got Monday and Thursday regular videos as usual, and I'll be working my butt off in between.
Okay,
and next Sunday, another live stream, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard,
and 7 p.m. GMT for anyone over here.
And 11 a.m. Pacific time.
And there you go, Pacific time as well. So you have no excuse for next Sunday, guys. You all know the times now that he's on. Anyways, Mike, what's your plan for the week?
Scrapyard pickup Tuesday or Wednesday, laying my neighbor to rest tomorrow, and nothing. Oh, and I won't be watching Shark's live stream.
Okay. Tell me this, Mike, are you still collecting on the GoFundMe for the funeral?
Yeah, I'm going to let it run for a couple more days, and then that's going to
be. Well, feel free to put the link in before we finish there for the GoFundMe. In case anyone doesn't know, Mike's neighbor passed away. He was sick from cancer, and she passed away. And Mike is looking after the funeral costs. So anyone that can help out or donate anything, please do. As we all know, funerals are not cheap, and knowing Mike, he's not going to do a cheap ass funeral as normal. He'll always go that extra bit. So if anyone can help out on his GoFundMe, he's putting the link in there, I hope. And we wish you all the best, Mike, with that tomorrow. I know it'll be tough for you, so you know we're always there. So he might be a tough, nasty person sometimes, Mike, but we all know he's a heart deep down now. We might have to dig a bit.
Yeah, I still don't like any of you.
Ralph, what's the plan for your week?
I am probably going to be piling up anything that needs to go to the scrapyard, and if I get enough to fill up my car for 80-90% maybe, then I probably will go and try to get a bit of video off of it. Other than that, not much else planned. No.
Okay. Cruiser, what's your story for the week?
Unfortunately, I have to go back to the real job on Tuesday, so that's going to be difficult. Now the weather's warmed up a bit. I'm going to try and get all these transformers off the bench, get these cleaned up. And, of course, I'll be watching every e-waste Mike.
Yes! I'm gonna live stream every day.
Good.
2 or 3 times a day.
I just might do a 24-hour one and just keep it rolling.
Oh,
Hey, do you remember when you used to do them like 12, 13, 14-hour streams, Mike?
I do. That's why I'm so pissed off now.
That's where his anger issues come from.
Uh-huh.
Right, well, my plan for the week is I'll have a video out hopefully Thursday. I don't know will it be the continuation of the buying the RAM off eBay videos. Will it be a breakdown video or will it be something totally different? I haven't decided which video to put out yet. So, but I will have something out on Thursday. I've decided to go earlier. I used to go Thursday at 6 p.m. my time. Now I'm going Thursdays at 6 a.m. my time. So I get the full day Thursday of it because it's just something I like to every so often change it up just to see will it make any difference on views and on stuff like that. So I'll do it for a few weeks of this and I'll probably change it again and compare. It's just something because I like to every so often just to see what happens. You know, so that's it from me. Again, everyone that came in, I really appreciate it. Any new subscribers that have subscribed because they came in from Shark, I appreciate you subscribing. Even if you didn't subscribe, I appreciate you coming in and giving your time up and partaking, anyone that partook in the chat or anyone that was just in the background. Thanks a lot for coming in, and until next Sunday, keep safe and hope to see you all over at Sharks first and then maybe on mine again. Until then, it's up to Ralph to give us the end.
Yep, you got to close the show. Ralph.
What should I give you?
The finishing.
The
Finish it
finishing.
off.
So I'll say, scrap you all later.
Bye-bye, guys. Thanks for being in and take care.